Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this last Facebook Live of the first month of 2021. A warm welcome to all my guests, my participants, my visitors who have come in regularly, and thank you so much for all the warm feedback that you've given us over the now it's about 6 months that we are running this Facebook Live. Today we are on the cusp of a very interesting subject. And let me talk to you through an anecdote. Many of us, or most of us, would have driven a car someday. Now think of your car, which doesn't have three things. One, it does not have a dashboard. Second, it does not have a rear view mirror. And the third, it has a very small windscreen. And in this car you are driving, you will quickly realize that without these three elements in the car, you're going nowhere. I would take you back to something that we had spoken about 3 months back. When I'd spoken about two business owners, one who is a marathoner business owner, and the second is a treadmill business owner. For people who haven't watched it, please go and check on my media channel on my website www.beyondredotion.com, and you will get to know what I'm talking about. We had one of the probably once in a lifetime kind of a year in 2020, and once of a lifetime kind of a year in the fiscal year 2021. Things went upside down. Clients whom I was talking to in last February, March of 2020, and looking at cusp of business growth and significant growth, all of a sudden everything went through the out of the window uh, as we entered March. March, April, May, none of us knew what was going to happen. But I can tell you something that we as business coaches from Action Coach always knew. And this is not in hindsight. If people who have attended my webinars of April, May would know that I had constantly spoken about a recovery coming and a V-shaped recovery coming at that. And we had spoken about at that point in time about three pathways: pathway for survival, pathway for revival, and pathway for growth. And I'm happy to say that many of my business owner clients went through these three pathways, and today they are doing fabulously well. But there are a lot of you out there who probably have not been exposed to these three pathways, and hence would not be aware about what is it that I'm going to speak about today. But what I'm going to speak about today is encapsulating everything that I've spoken till now, because I want each one of you to have the most fabulous FY22, a year which should be the best year of your life, and year where you will see exponential growth, and year where you could have recovered all your losses that you have made over the last 1 year and still seen a significant growth, a year that you will remember throughout your life as that year that transformed you as an individual and your business. Ladies and gentlemen, for people who follow the news, you would know that IMF and and Reserve Bank have said that FY22 India will grow by 11%, according to IMF 11.75%, according to RBI 11% growth, GDP growth rate. Yes, in FY21 we will see a dip, but a dip is also much better than what people had expected. We are going to probably slow down to about 7-8%, when people are talking about 13-14%. Look at where the Sensexes are going. Look at where his Nifties are going. Look at the fantastic results that companies are coming out with. And this is the time when you should be looking with your eyes wide open, with your heart throbbing, and with your brain in the right place, and say, what is it that I need to do when I close FY22? But whatever you do in this next 14 months, one thing that you should remember, that none of us have a magic wand. You don't have a magic wand. I don't have a magic wand. That a magic wand that I move and things fall in place. Things will take time to fall in place. Your businesses, your activities that you have not done for many, many years, you cannot transform it overnight. So stop listening to multiple advices. There are people who are not related to your business, who are not connected to your business. They will come out and give you advices which you feel is right, but you are the person who needs to implement it. And hence, you need to be accountable to that change. If you have somebody who's mentoring you, that person needs to take accountability for your change. He cannot be in an advisory mode giving you gyan. Ladies and gentlemen, the year of giving gyan is over. We have heard more and enough and more gyan in the past 7, 8, 9 months. Now is the time to take accountability. And this word accountability will stand up and show up on your face, because if you can't take accountability, if people in your businesses can't take accountability, your business will be where it is today, and it will be the same 1 year from now. And you will be in that treadmill business owner who has worked very hard from morning to evening. But evening, when you stand up and look at yourself, you say, I have not moved one single inch. I know this is harsh messaging, and that is how who I am, and that is what defines me, and that is what defines me with my clients. That I do harsh messaging because you need to show the full potential of yourself and of your business. And I have told this to my multiple of my clients that I speak to, or my prospects, or people who just come for an advisory, that unless you're harsh on yourself right now, you will never ever be able to make that jump. But harshness does not mean, again, going back to harshness, does not mean that you become a bull in a china shop, that you just trample everything and everything crashes. One word that will define your success between now and 31st March 2022 is the word accountability. How much accountability are you to your business? How much accountable are your employees to your business? Are you someone who gets work done, or are you building systems where your employees are accountable to the things that they need to do to ensure that the business grows? Excuses it should be out of the window. Remember, the first thing that we keep on speaking about is your bed. Blames, excuses, denials. You will find thousands of people who will address these issues, will come to you with these issues. Unless you have people who are in the OAR, ownership, accountability, responsibility, you cannot have them in your organization, neither today nor tomorrow. But having said that, let's come to the jump into the topic of the day. And this is the first of two sessions that we're going to do. But how do you plan FY22? The first question I would want to ask all of you, and please keep a paper and pen ready. You can do these activities after this Facebook Live is over. You can do these activities, and you will see the impact that you have on your business. Two things that you should really, really focus on. One is, why are you in business? What was that single major factor why you came into business? And today, after whatever number of years that you have that you are in business, have you been able to align the professional and the personal goals of the business? Lot of us And a lot of you came into business because you are a great technician. But the technician has to transport into a business owner. Have you been able to do that? Or are you today self employed in your own business, a business which will not work in your absence? Look at that entire destination piece. And again, at the cost of repeating, I'll repeat this, that life is led backwards and planned forwards. If you can't plan forward, because you're not probably able to plan forward because you don't have a destination in mind. And ladies and gentlemen, let me also tell you this. We are all surrounded by our well-wishers. And I'm not demeaning any one of them. They are our well-wishers. And every well-wisher around us will give us a different destination. Stop listening to too much of advisory. Start thinking about what is your destination and how do you reach there. Yes, you will listen to advice. Yes, you will hear people out, but the decisions have to be yours and yours only, because the accountability stays with you. So look at the destination piece. Where do I want to be in year from now? Where do I want to be in 5 years from now? Where do we want to be in 10 years from now? What is my 2022 goals? Breaking it down, making it simple. What is my FY22 goals? What is my FY25 goals? And what is my FY30 goal? Unless you're able to dream big in that entire goal setting, you'll not be able to achieve even 1/10 of that. And there's no reason why you cannot achieve the entire thing. But for that, you need to have your goal sheet in place. Now, having done the goal sheet, I'm going to use two words which I've constantly used in my webinars, in my coaching, in my seminars, in my Facebook lives, are in and on. How much are you in the business and how much are you on the business? How do you get to know how much you are in the business and how much are you on the business? Take a sheet of paper. On your x-axis, on your y-axis, right? Sunday to Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. And draw a grid of, so whatever time you get up. Say, I'm assuming 6 o'clock. 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and right up to when you go to sleep, maybe at 12. Most of us who are business owners sleep about 6 hours in a day. So the balance, 18 hours. What are you doing? Where is your time going by the hour? Because this is going to define from where do you get the time to be on the business. This is what we call your time inventory sheet. You do it for 1 week. You will know where are your time wasters. From where do you get that time to get into on the business? Because I want you to start strategizing on the business. Time inventory, do it for 1 week, ideally 2 weeks, and then start allocating your time based on the time availability, because most of us have 500 different things to do in the 24 hours that we have, and we cannot be doing that. Something that is very interesting that we use is a fun skill matrix. Y-axis fun, X-axis skill. I want to be in my high fun, high skill, for which I need to give up something which is low fun, low skill. But for that, I need to delegate. I need to learn to delegate. Now, once this is in place, I want you to take another sheet of paper and think of you as sitting in that car which has a rear view mirror. And this is not going to happen overnight. This is not going to happen in a jiffy. I want you to write down against your personal, professional, health, emotional, relationship, 5 areas. What is it that you set out to do as on 1st January 2020? Be honest to ourselves. Be honest to yourself. What did you set out to do when you were 1st January? And all of us have that kind of memory. One column should be all about that. Spend time, invest in yourself. And against that, today we are on the 30th of January, 13 months from then, when you had decided to start off something. What have you achieved? What have you not achieved? What has been your success stories? What have been your depressions? What have been your failures? And what have been your real amazing big achievements? Against each one of them right now. I want you to look through that rear view mirror deeply and intently and being absolutely transparent and honest to yourself. This is not a document that you're going to submit to somebody else. You're happy to come and share it with me. I have no problems reviewing it and giving you some either advising or coaching. But this is a document of introspection. This document is extremely critical as we plan our journey forward. Because this document will also give you indications at what were you fantastic at, what could have been, which all areas you could have been better at. And using that same template, now write down against each of these headings, where do you see yourself 14 months from now as on 31st March 2022? Career. I want to earn this much money. Put numbers. There's no harm yearning for money. No harm in that. Do that. So now you have looked at the rear view mirror. Now I want you to look at that windscreen and look as far forward as possible and ask yourself, what do I want to be known as? What do Moloy wants to be known as on 1st of April? What does Mr. XYZ wants to be known as? What does Mr. ABC wants to be known as? Do that entire vision document. Let it be as far forward as possible. Now, once you have done that, maybe it will take a day, maybe it will take a couple of days, maybe it will take a week. Give it time. Don't be in a rush. Life is not about rushing through. For whoever of us, I'm in my 50s and some of my clients are in their 50s, I keep on telling them you have 20, 30 years of working life ahead. Don't rush through one day because you want to achieve everything in that one day. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey of you walking through and smelling the flower and seeing the skies and seeing the moon and seeing the beauty of the world around us. Enjoy the journey. Once you have seen this entire big picture, and next week I'm going to run a special 20-minute vision exercise. And I want every one of you to participate. Come in, join in this session. You will love it because you will be able to see where you want to go. Now shift your gaze. Shift your gaze to that dashboard and check fuel. How much do I have? Both in terms of three things. People who are employed in the business, people who are not employed in the business but who are accountable to your business, because all of us have mentors and friends, but who are accountable, not gang givers. No gang givers, please, in that dashboard. And the money and the resources that you have. Close your eyes for a minute, ladies and gentlemen, And think through of that 31st March 2022. Who all are those people around you who will help you achieve that 31st March 2022 goal? And those three, four faces that come in front of you are your true well wishers, are your true accountable partners, are your true hand holders to take you there. Don't ever let go of them. There would be thousands of people around who would want to be part of your success story because there's a selfish interest to it. I don't want them in my selfish interest story. I want people who are truly and truly blessing me as I go ahead. Look at your employees and figure out who are those employees. No emotions attached now. Look at those employees, place them in front of you one after the other and say, is this the person whom I want to be with me in that ship when I am crossing the river or crossing the ocean as on 31st March 2022? If not, who all do I need? How many of them I need? These are planning, these are activities that will happen later when we speak next time. Because your people are crux. But people, only those people who take accountability, and I'm going to repeat this word 1001 times today, that accountability and accountability and accountability is the only thing, only name of the game. I don't want, there's this organization in Australia who had done a manpower mapping globally. And they had said that global statistics say that about 80% of the people come to work to work. Who are those average? About 10 to 12% of people, sorry, 8 to 12% of the people truly feel hurt when the organization is not doing well and are really, really happy when you are doing well. And there's about another 8 to 12% of the people who are pulling you back. They are your vampires to your business. And it's important for us as a business owner to be able to identify those vampires and say, I don't want them in my system. They could be insiders, they could be outsiders, they could be family members, they could be anybody. But look at all of them around and say, I don't want those vampires. You have seen the rear view, you have seen the windscreen, and you have seen your resources, which is through the dashboard. Only and only when you have clarity to all this, the 100% clarity may not be there, and I don't expect you to have 100% clarity. But only and only when you have the 100% clarity should you start the engine of the car. If not 100%, at least have 60% clarity. Get some clarity in. Because now it will come into your actual planning of the business. Suppose you're a business who's in the manufacturing. How many new products? How many new offices? How many new customers? Those will be the micro planning. But the broad scale planning has to be in place. And the way you plan it is to do the long-term plan that you have for entire 2022. Break it down into short 90-day plans. Where do you see your business going 90 days from now? And this is what we do in one of our programs, which is called the Growth Club program, which I'm starting in the month of March. And people who are interested can log in into this, can send your request through this portal, and we will connect with you. So what we do is an entire one-day workshop. You can do either within your organization or you can do with us. That where do I see my 90-day plans? Personal, professional, financial, customer, sales and marketing, everything. We do a one-day workshop around it. And at the end of the day, you have a clarity that this is where my business will be 90 days from now. Because only when you have a plan, you will run to execute it. All of us live our life, but only some of us plan our life. And we do this program once every quarter. So do it with your team members once every quarter, 4 sessions in a year, 5 sessions in a year. Starting, suppose you do one in March, after first quarter, after second quarter, after third quarter, after fourth quarter, and then you start planning for the next year. This is a sure shot way of achieving what you want to achieve in the next 12 months. Ladies and gentlemen, as we end today's session, I would want you to think through these 4 things, 4 words: rear view mirror, windscreen, dashboard with your resources, and my 90-day plans, which is for us the Growth Club. We are going to run workshops of Growth Clubs only 4 times. You need to meet me only 4 times. 4 days you have to allocate to your business in a full year. And then you have one call every month with me to see where you are going. But even if you don't want to come and join our Growth Club program, where we do it with about 10 business owners together, please do it within our organization. Do it and see the change that you will have in your business in FY 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for spending the Saturday evening 30 minutes with me. I really wish and hope and pray that your 31st March 2022 is the most awesome 31st March of your lifetime. Your next year, next fiscal year, FY 21-22, should be the best financial year for your business. Do what it needs to take, because you are born to be an excellent person. You are born to be a superior person. You are born to be a successful person. You cannot afford to be a mediocre. You cannot afford to have a life of mediocrity. If you want to know more about it, read my blog about how mediocrity is not an option for any one of us when we were born to be successful. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. And I wish you all the luck. A very good evening to all of you, and a fantastic Sunday to all of you. But please, I've given you 5 activities. Please do it. Any one of you need a help, reach out to me. Any one of you need to know more about the Growth Club, please reach out, and my team members will connect with you. Thank you so much. Have a great evening and awesome FY22 right now from all of you. Thank you so much.